Let's do this. Yeah. So what? It's your boy Bitz and Bobz. Yes, guys, it is the Tottenham podcast, and it's all. Well, actually, we done it. Was it last month, guys? I think it was last month or something. We done it. Yeah. So listen, everyone knows what's happened in the last 48 hours, literally. I've got some special people with me today. Very grateful for these guys' patience. Apologies, we are late. I have Patrick Tyrant, Patrick from Views TV. Pat, how you doing? You okay?
Yeah. I'm good. Thank you for having us on. Yeah, let's get down to business because obviously we're running a bit late. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet.
No. New mic and that. You know what I mean? New mic.
Yeah, there you go. New mic and that. That's
good. And obviously we got Mr. Madden. Ryan, how you doing? You okay?
Oh, my head's hurting, man. There's too much stuff to read.
And then obviously, you good, Ryan? You okay?
Why have you got a Chelsea logo up? Get that off the screen. You got Chelsea up in the background. Please.
Don't you worry. I'm about to change that now. That's because I was late. I'm about to change it all. Don't worry.
Don't insult us like that. Don't insult us.
I'm just saying, don't worry. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. I'm having a nightmare, right? I'm having a nightmare. Literally having a nightmare. Yeah, so basically, guys, listen, big up to Monster. Yeah, Monster, I saw you in the streets, bro. I saw you in the streets, man. Man was out there with his mask all blacked up like the Black Power Ranger, man. I seen him. So, guys, do you know what? Obviously, I've got to, the last but not least guest, Tanya. Lady Tanya.
Yeah, I was going to say, where's my introduction? You're forgetting me now.
No. The queen of the show tonight. How are you?
Oh, thank you. No, I'm good. I'm like Ryan, though. This is just crazy 24 hours, man.
Guys, where do we start? Literally, all jokes aside. Where do we start? I mean, do we talk about Woodward? Do we talk about potentially Levy's going to go? That Chelsea pulled out? Like, what's happening?
Man City pulled out as well.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, let's take it back a couple of days. Okay. You lot had it wasn't the best results. I think. What was your result? I beg your pardon.
Everton 1-2.
Yeah, Everton
2-2.
2-2 at Everton. Yeah, 2-2 at Goodison Park.
Tough game. At the end of the day, let's be honest. Everton away is a tough fixture. Do you know what I mean? If you get a point, we drew there as well. So okay. Anyway, fast forward. Jose has been sacked. Okay. So fast forward. The European Super League was announced. Tanya, where were you when that got announced? And what was your initial feeling?
Is this about the Super League?
Yeah.
Mate, you know what? I was hearing obviously speculation about it all day, and I saw what Gary Neville was saying, and I was thinking to myself, go on, Gary Neville, speaking absolute facts. But I was planning to go on Midnight Vibes, and then that's when it all sort of blew up. And then Terry had to do the show on the terrace about the whole Super League thing. And I was kind of asking KJ, when could we start Midnight Vibes? Because I had an early start and I couldn't even do the show because it was just all about the Super League.
Yeah.
But it's been mad. It's been mad. And my initial thoughts, I was not happy about it. Completely disgusted with Levy, Tottenham. I mean, what right do we have to be in a Super League? Let's have it right. We've not won the Premier League since 1961. We've won one trophy in 20 years under this ownership. We have no grounds to be in no Super League. And look, it's about the whole principle of it. The fact that there's no competition, the fact that you're not rewarded for success, it's all about money. And I was never for it. I was never for it. And a lot of people were starting to say, yeah, but we're going to get money. We'll pay off for the stadium. We'll play against the best of the best. But I don't care about all of that. There's nothing wrong with the Premier League. I love the Premier League. And if it's broken, don't fix it. So people are starting to pull out of it, man.
Patrick, if it's not broken, you don't fix it. When you heard the news, Tottenham, do you know what? Like what Tanya said was something like, I'm not going to troll you guys. I'm not going to trigger anyone here because
I was going to say I disagree with what Tanya's saying. I think like when it comes to the top clubs and the top, we're definitely in the top 6. No, we are. Like if you in the last 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, we've comfortably finished in the top 6. Our European coefficiency points are up there with the best of them because we always play in Europe. Every time we played in Champions League, we've made the knockout stages. Every time we play in Europa, we make the knockout stages. We're in the top 10 when it comes to the most valuable clubs and the Forbes list. We are a huge brand. We are a huge club, and we.
So,
we
did you get in it on it because of your brand then?
Yeah, 100%. It's about the clubs that basically are the most appealing, most attractive.
That can make money, right?
And
Yeah, it is about that. You're right about that.
Yeah. So in terms of our trophies, yes, of course we're going to get bantered because we haven't won in a long time. But if you take that aside, we're still one of the most winningest or most successful clubs in Europe, in England. I know, obviously,
100%.
we do get bantered, we do get trolled, but our history still speaks volume. So we are one of the bigger clubs. But you're right, in terms of on merit right now, Tottenham and Arsenal don't deserve to be in there. If we're being,
it's a wild one, isn't it? Like,
it's crazy, yeah.
Tans, I know this is your first time on. Patrick and Ryan will let you know. Like, we just chat. It's a conversation. Feel free to come in whenever. Literally.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Like, literally, like, it's not. No. Like, seriously, like, just talk football, talk Tottenham. I honestly thought, before I come to Ryan, I actually thought this was a joke. Like, I was just like, okay, you know, Gary and do you know what I mean? Like, Gary and friends were gonna come out like, yeah. So what? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it was gonna be a prank. And then I was thinking, what? And I thought to myself, this is like when all the mandem come to your house and you do FIFA, and everyone has to pick a team, and it's like a round robin. Do you know what I mean? And whoever loses, like, or whoever wins doesn't pay for the kebabs. Do you know what I mean? He gets like a free kebab or something at the end of the night. Do you know what I mean? If you lose, you take shots. Do you know what I mean? Something like that. I was like, and I thought, deep it, you man are gonna go into a league where there's no promotion. So you lot are just playing friendlies. Literally playing friendlies.
And that was my problem with it, Bobz. When you're eliminating any aspect of competition, you can't call it a sport. If there's no competition in it, what's the point? What is the point? And that's why I was like, no, I'm not on this, man. I'm not on it.
They turned around and said, because at first, like you, Tanya, I thought it was literally the Super League and that's it. But they're saying it's not that.
Yeah.
It's basically a Champions League. So you still got your domestic league, but then Super League's midweek. But the whole point is, what's the point of the domestic league now if there's no merit of finishing first, second, third, or fourth when you know you can be in the league each year? It kind of basically eradicates the point of competition. So that's where
100%.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Ryan, what was your thoughts?
It's a money league. If you look on that Forbes rich list, that was the 15 teams invited, the top 15 richest teams in the world of football. That's all that league was. It weren't, like you say, we could have finished 15th the season after, still got into this Super League. We were invited because we're the 8th richest team in the world, brand new 60,000 seater stadium, London, capital of England. That's why. If it was based on history, then Ajax would have got in before us. Teams like that, we wouldn't have been picked. Between us, Arsenal, Atletico Madrid never won the Champions League. So all we've got to do now is pray that now it's cancelling, get this bold fraud out of the chairman spot at Tottenham, and we can move on from there.
Come on, please.
Do you know what, right? Let's talk about this, guys. Right? Do you know what I find interesting? Right? After I've just been my attack before they came out and stuff. I was in the group chat. I said, I don't care anymore. Do what you want. Like, life goes on. You're gonna do it because the way I see it, they're not asking us. They're telling. They told us this is what's going to happen in the year 20. So, like, obviously, I know we're outraged and stuff, but I'm thinking, do you know what, Bob's like? You need to work today. You need to go pick up your son. Do you know what I mean? Like, bund them. Like, life goes on. Do you know what I mean? They don't know me, so I'm not going to stress, But prior to that, though, I was thinking, before we talk about Levy, I was thinking, when this news came out, it was like, do you know when when rappers diss each other? You know when Chip went against flipping Bugsy Malone? It was like, everyone was like refreshing GRM, like, as he came back. UEFA and FIFA literally clapped back. It was like, no. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking, where was this with racism? And not even before, like, Andrew said that, 100%. I was like tweeting records. I was like, raw. So they came out so quickly. But when it came to banning someone, they took like 3 weeks or something like that. Exactly. So for me, I was just like, ban your league, you're a bunch of hypocrites and you're a bunch of criminals. But you can ban someone for calling someone an effing monkey for 10 games. Trippier tells someone to make a bet, he gets banned for 12. And I'm thinking, is this what's really going on? And then the whole of social media erupted. Sky, the pundits were like, "Oh, you can't leave the league." I'm thinking, wait a minute, where was this energy when the black players in the Premier League were getting raised to abuse? Where is this energy?
This is facts.
Where was this energy when Pogba's Twitter account came out with stuff, and then they're backing Foden for the same kind of thing? Sorry, they're defending Foden for the same kind of thing. Where was the uproar? Where was the chief executives, the owners, to say, do you know what? To all the black players in our club, we're not playing today. You're not playing today.
Yeah.
Bun them. Do you know what I mean? We're not going to entertain them today. But check it. The club say we're leaving. Yeah, not even leaving. We're going to do something else. Boom. I was just like, they don't care.
Yeah, that's like Bamford said last night. That's what Bamford said last night. When it hits your back pocket, you're there straight away. But on racism, you're not seen.
Respect for Bamford. Respect to Bamford for saying that, because it's absolutely.
I said that as well, Tanya. I said that as well, yeah. And then someone tweeted me, "Do you think he told this goalkeeper that?" And I thought,
What did his goalkeeper do? Because I've missed that.
Do you remember his goalkeeper was racist to? Was it the Derby County the boy from Derby County? I can't remember.
I didn't know this either.
Yeah. So the keeper, he was found guilty for being racist, and he got 6 games or something. 6-game ban for being racist.
No, I didn't know that.
So do you know what I mean? So I'm just like, fans are fickle though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's what it is. Like, for me, I'm like, fair play, but I was like, brilliant. And someone mentioned to me, well, did he say that to his goalkeeper when his goalkeeper was being racist to a black person? I'm like,
but they're all hypocrites. They're all hypocrites, because even Sky and BT, how are people forgetting that they tried charging us? How much was it? Like £15 per game or something like that. I don't forget that in the midst of a pandemic as well. They're all as bad as each other. They're all as bad as each other. They're all in it for money. That's all they care about. They're trying to get on their moral high horse now. Where was this energy when it was coming to that whole thing of charging us for games? I was fuming about that. I was like, how on earth can they do that in the midst of a pandemic? As I've said, like, it's ridiculous. They're all as bad as each other. UEFA, Sky, BT, they're all greedy. They're all greedy. That's all it's about them.
They pick a mix when it suits them of what they want to be outraged about, because when they casually move fixtures, us as fans, we're going to away games, we're going this and that. They casually move a fixture to late on a Sunday evening, knowing that would be Spurs versus Newcastle. We've got to travel all the way to Newcastle, knowing everyone's got work on a Monday. They don't care. It's just about what fits in their TV schedule. And then again, charging us 15 quid to watch dead games like Burnley versus Newcastle. No disrespect to those teams, but they're not blockbuster ties where you want to be paying 15 quid on top of your Sky subscription.
I wouldn't pay it even if it was a big game. It's a joke.
Yeah, I know. Not on top of what we already pay. That's mad. No way.
Well, do you know what? Deep it. I pay 50 quid for my BT.
Yeah.
That's HD, BT Sports,
Damn.
and broadband. And then I pay 90 quid for the full Sky package. And I've got a multi-room. So I've got Sky, and I've got Sky Q. Sky Q in my bedroom and Sky Q in my living room.
Damn, Bobz.
Yeah, same. I'm paying about the same. I've got Sky Q.
Yeah, big up to the people that stream, but like for me, sometimes obviously you got to do the stream. I respect that, because sometimes I'm like, when they were doing that thing, I was like, they were acting like we're not going to stream the game. Like, real talk, when they were like £15. But for me, I'm thinking like, raw, like, I give you that much a month and you still want me to, you're dumb. You're crazy. Literally, you're crazy. And guys, I want to talk about Tottenham, obviously. That's why I've got you guys here tonight, yeah? Okay. They've done that stupid foolishness, right? Okay, like nonsense, right? But all jokes aside, right? There's a few things happening in your club right now, okay? Mason's been appointed. Okay, Jose's been sacked. I want to touch on Jose, okay? He got sacked, okay?
It's like when you did that little pause after you goes, I want to touch on Jose. We're just like, oh man, here we go.
Do you know what? Yeah. I'm be real with you. Like I agreed with Pat, Ryan. I agreed with you both last month when we spoke about him and stuff.
Yeah.
But I saw the latest clip about you that you wanted him gone and stuff. And do you know what? I put myself in a Spurs fan's shoes.
Mhm.
It's tough. It's tough, isn't it? Like all jokes aside, it's tough. You know, you're seeing playing like that. You're not even winning games. You're playing against lesser clubs than you. No disrespect to them, that you should be tucking away, and you're not.
Yeah.
Um, you've got
Mhm.
players not playing to their full potential. You know,
Yes.
which is tough. And for me, it's like, okay, all jokes aside, Jose, what's going on? So,
Yeah.
Pat, I'm going to come to you first, Patrick, because I
Mm.
know it was you were rejoicing, you were singing
Oh
hallelujah
yeah,
and everything.
We all
we were popping. Callum and Ash and I were popping champagne a few days ago. Yeah, like we were
Love
celebrating, man. Honestly, it's a shame. Of course, it's a shame. When Jose was appointed, I was actually happy. I was, you know, as much as I love Pochettino and he was a father figure to us, and we really idolized him, and he did so much for the club. The one, obviously, massive elephant in the room is that he never won a trophy. So when Jose Mourinho was brought in, I thought, yeah, it shows ambition. This guy's proven he's won it all. No matter what club he's been to, no matter what league, the guy's a proven winner. So I thought, even though the football's not going to be great, we're going to sacrifice a lot of our attacking philosophy and blah, blah, blah. We all knew that Jose comes with trophies, and it was a sacrifice we were willing to take, knowing we hadn't won a cup in so long. But it's like we got Jose Mourinho the third year of Jose. We missed the year one and the year two, where you get the bouncy guy, you get the trophies, we just got the fallouts and basically the Jose that doesn't look like he cares. We got the beef in Jose. He just wants to cause trouble, the toxic Jose. And unfortunately, the plug had to be pulled. And for me, I would have sacked him as soon as we went out to Dynamo Zagreb in the Europa League. The spineless performance against Arsenal.
Before that, man.
No, I think that would have been the last straw for me. Like the North London derby. Look how spineless we were in that performance. We were awful. Arsenal embarrassed us. And if we're being real, I'm not even trying to throw shade. Arsenal are not a good team. They're not good this year. That's a team who could be tucking away. Yeah, and especially in a derby, you got to raise your game in those kind of games. You know the other team's going to be on it. The players just look like they didn't care anymore. And then obviously after crashing out 3-0 when we were 2-0 up, I would have said, yeah, that's it. Time to go.
Do you know, Tanya, you're agreeing there, right? And I hear you. I feel like you're one of them aunties at the church when the pastor's talking. You're like,
yeah. You know what? I am, that is me.
So Tanya, talk to me. Like, do you know what I mean? Obviously, look, we never want to. Obviously, it's a sad. Someone's lost their job, but I think when a manager loses his job, you can't really feel sorry for him because they're going to get paid millions anyway. So for you, Tanya, after hearing what Patrick was saying, were you with him singing the praises? You know what I'm saying?
No, do you know what? I was very similar to Patrick as well. When he first got appointed, I was all for it. And I respected Levy because we are a club that hasn't won any trophies. And as much as I do admire Poch and I respect what he did, I think it was the time for him to go. I think everything run its course. He took the same group of players to a Champions League final. He didn't get back to the following summer. And he's then having to take these same group of players to kick on again. It became stale. And I felt that it was time for him to go and pursue something different. So him bringing in a Jose Mourinho, I understood it because he's got pedigree. He's the perfect manager to bring in to just get you a trophy. And I was like, cool, I respect you, Levy, for doing that. But I did question whether Jose suited the ideology of the football club. And I questioned whether his style of football, which is typically defensive, pragmatic, is going to suit the group of players that we have. And I already knew our defense wasn't good enough for that. I already knew that. But Jose, when he came, he was happy with the squad, which I think he underestimated massively.
100%.
And even his first season, last season, I weren't entirely happy with him then, but I was willing to give him time because we had a pandemic, Project Restart. We had so many injuries. Kane was out, Son was out, Sissoko was out, Aurier was out. We had so many injuries. I was like, cool, you know what? 6th place, we kick on next season. And then you look at the transfer window. I don't think it was a bad transfer window. I know people will say he didn't get backed. I know he wanted a Diaz and a Skriniar. And you know what? The board, they have to hang themselves in shame for not giving him what he wanted. But I still think, you know what? We addressed areas that we needed. We needed defensive midfielder. We got a backup striker. We got Gareth Bale, who's a winner. Joe Hart, whether you like it or not, he's also
Big
someone...
goalkeeper.
Big goalkeeper, do you know what I
He's
mean?
a winner.
Good in the dressing room. I was all for it, right? So I thought, okay, Jose, let's see what you got. This season, we were top of the league. I was buzzing. I didn't feel the football was sustainable, but I didn't have an issue because we were winning. But when we play this football and we don't win, it is not worth it, in my
100%.
opinion. It's not. And look, in recent weeks, I've never felt more disconnected from the football club. I've been so miserable watching us play. Literally, I've been on my phone. I've been on my phone like this. I've just been like, even when Kane scored those 2 goals, against Everton, they were good goals.
Out of nowhere, by the way.
I didn't even celebrate. I know, out of nowhere, but I didn't even celebrate. And I celebrate any Tottenham goal, anytime, any place, no matter what team, I will celebrate. And I didn't celebrate because I just felt like we just don't look like winning. And for me, things just got toxic, as it does with Jose. He does it everywhere he goes. I saw it at United. He's chucking players under the bus. It's the same old thing. And you know what? I feel like Jose, I almost feel like he is the right manager, but it was just wrong timing. I think he should have actually been given the job at the time when Poch had that team with, we had Kyle Walker, Danny Rose, Vertonghen, Toby, a strong midfield of Wanyama, Dembele, bring him in when he's got the spine to work with. It was a wrong appointment in the first place. So you can't blame him entirely, but boy, I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad he's gone. Bye-bye.
Ryan, Tanya made a good point there. Wrong timing. I think when you should have brought him in, personally, was when you lost the Champions League final. Because that would have been, the heartbreak, obviously losing, especially in the manner you did, because I don't think Liverpool played that good, personally.
Wow.
It was a poor game.
It was a horrible game. And do you know what? That day pained
game.
me, That day pained me because Anthony Joshua got beat as well. And that, Liverpool, I watched Liverpool win the Champions League. I saw my guy get beat.
I know, it was a sad day, man.
Yeah, I was like, right, it hurt me. Anyway, but so Ryan, Tanya's saying wrong time, but we knew what was it. He never got backed, but he was given decent enough players. What was your thoughts, man, hearing he got sacked?
That's just the first to go. There's loads. It's just a list.
Yeah.
It's him.
Facts.
It's the board. It's 3/4 of the squad. That's just one. That's hopefully now this Super League's cancelled. Levy next. Hopefully somehow the club is put up for sale. Then you can get rid of your Dyers, your Sanchez, your Dohertys, your Sissoko's, your Winks.
Is it that easy, Ryan? Is it that easy?
No,
it's not. But like I said last time I was on here, he's the most obvious one to go first is the manager. And that's exactly this Super League might be a blessing for us with Levy. Because like me and Patrick were talking about before we come on here, if he was to go and we were somehow to get a Nagelsmann, then you can get a Paul Mitchell back because he hated working with Levy. If there's somebody else at the helm, he could come with Nagelsmann and you can start building a team with him again. A rebuild with those two personnel.
We need a director of football. We can't have Daniel Levy making football decisions. It doesn't make sense. As you can see, he's got it wrong time and time again. Our recruitment in the last couple of years has been atrocious. I mean, if you look at it, who's the last player to come into our team and actually make a difference? I know you can argue Ndombele's in the team, but is he really making a difference? Is he really, he's not.
Do you want me
really
to be honest with you?
Go ahead.
I think Højbjerg, to a certain level, argument. I think Højbjerg's been.
He has.
He's been let down because he can't play it himself. He can't play it himself, so he needs someone beside him, right?
Yeah.
But he's done all right. But I think you're right. I can't remember a player that's came in and been.
No, we've not. Our recruitment's been poor, and
that's our recruitment. Exactly.
We have not signed. I can't think of the last world-class player we've signed. I can't pull out a name. We've just signed gems. Let's be honest, Dele Alli, that was lucky, 5 million. Do you know what I mean? Even Højbjerg was a good business there. I think he's a good player. But I'm trying to think, as a Tottenham fan, as long as I've been supporting, I can't really say we've signed a world-class player. And we have to wonder why we don't ever get to that next level, because we don't put the money where the mouth is. We don't put it on the pitch.
Like you said, Tanya, is a perfect example. We had a chance to go out and get Diaz. We had a chance to go out and get Skriniar. We were the ones that were talking to Bruno Fernandes, Snap, exactly that. And we missed out on all of them. And it's just because Levy doesn't ever put the money up when he should do. Jack Grealish waved goodbye to his fans. He thought he was coming. We put the bid in. Then at the last minute, Daniel Levy tried to lowball them because he thought they needed the money. They then got in a new owner and he pulled the plug. And it's just... Sorry, go ahead, Ryan. Is he
frozen? Oh, he might be frozen, you know.
Yeah, so I was going to say, just literally... Is he
go,
there?
Patrick, go.
Yeah, go.
Yeah. So every time we've been there or thereabouts to sign a gem or a worldie, Daniel Levy tries to lowball the other player or the other team. He messes about, and that's why again, no one wants to work with this guy. He's a nightmare to work with. He's a nightmare to work for. And until he steps away from making football decisions, because his ego is just killing the club, we'll never progress and get to that next step.
Do you think that's what killed? Excuse me for using the word killed. Do you think that's what, let's just say, ended Jose's? Because I think see with Jose, yeah, I've always said this: if you get him, you have to back him, no matter what he wants. Back him, because at the end of the day, wherever he's went, he can say it. You back him, he wins.
He's got the evidence, yeah.
So like, I thought it was interesting, right, that come the summer transfer window, you didn't buy a centre back. And when I say centre back, I mean a rock. You know, like a proper defender, quality. Like, I know it would be tough for Tottenham to attract a world class because you're not paying those kind of wages, but someone where it's like, okay, this is where the spine's going to start. And when we can go through the transfer windows and stuff, and like, I just think that I wouldn't say the fans weren't serious, but I don't think Levy was serious. I think he tried to cut corners with Jose and be like, oh, it's fine. You're a manager. You can do this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
We all know, even Pep, you still need the players, don't you? At the end of the day, to fulfill your instructions, you know?
Exactly.
No, I agree with that. I agree, you know.
Pep. Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, the cheek of Levy to expect Jose to come in and win stuff when you don't actually back him adequately. Like, you can't bring in a serial winner who, when he has won things, he's always had a strong back line. Yep. You know, that's why I say don't bring him in then. Don't bring in that sort of manager. If we are a club that likes to sort of bring the gems in, bring younger players in and sort of squeeze every ounce of quality of players, you bring in a coach. You bring in a manager like that. You don't bring in a serial winner. And that's why the next manager, I think someone asked me who I'd want, the next manager that I would like coming at a football club is another Poch, because that suits the current situation that we're in as a football club. We need a rebuild. And I don't think Jose is that kind of guy. Do you know what I mean?
He's never been there, has he?
He hasn't.
Yeah.
He hasn't.
Jose is a checkbook manager, and you need to back a checkbook manager. Obviously, you need to put your money where your mouth is. Even Pep Guardiola, he's a checkbook manager. As good as he is, he needs the resources to do his job.
Himself,
even Klopp to a degree. Yeah, that's it. Pep's always said, like, I've always had the players. I've always been backed. No matter where he's been, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, and obviously Man City, he's always had the best of the best, hasn't he? Don't get me wrong. I think he's a fantastic coach or fantastic manager, but he still has the gems. So not even gems, the best players to work with. Even Klopp, to a degree, he was backed. You know, they sold Coutinho, and then they used that money and reinvested it in and got the best players, the best defender out there. And then they've also bought top quality players in as well. And it was, I think Daniel Levy tried to cut corners. He saw the squad and he thought, let me get in a winner. And instead of basically getting rid of all the deadwood, he thought that Jose would come in and do miracles with that team, and it didn't work. Tottenham fan hyping
I
about
disagree
Bell.
with this comment.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
get
don't know
to it.
about that.
I'm gonna get to it because I want to go to the comments because like this is what I love. Do you know what I love about you guys, right? You speak so open and fluently, right? And I love the fact that like you're honest. Like it's not like Jose's this, Jose's that, blah blah blah. Like you've basically said you knew why he came to your club. It was obvious to get trophies.
Yeah.
You know the context is that he wasn't back, but the football at the end of the day wasn't good enough. So there was no sustainability. This one here, right? If you want the whole squad changed, who are you gonna get when you don't get Champions League football and don't have a history of winning trophies? Now, from a Man United point of view, right? We bought Zlatan, Pogba, Mkhitaryan, Bailly, Lindelof when we didn't have Champions League football. Okay, you could say we had the history, but remember, we'd only just won an FA Cup before Josie came in. So my question is to you: doesn't it matter on the manager, regardless of where you're playing, because it's the players that saying, "Well, we saw all or nothing. We saw the way Toby reacted. Well, he's won trophies. I want to win a trophy. Doesn't it matter on the manager?
What do you mean?
History?
What, as in attracting the big players? Do you mean?
Yeah. Like with what Blue Dabadi Dabadai that's his name. And what he wrote here.
Do you know what it's a good point and it's a fair point. And someone asked me today. I actually recorded my podcast today, and my co-host he asked me, Ryan Mason, for example, if he does win this League Cup and he gets top 4, would you allow him to then take on the role as head coach permanently? And I said no, purely because when we are trying to attract these big players, they're going to be thinking Ryan Mason. Nah, I'm not so sure about that. Whether you like it or not, Jose, I think he was a big part in us actually getting the likes of Reguilon. I don't think we would have beaten a Man United to Reguilon if it wasn't for Jose Mourinho. But I actually think that fair play to Levy, put his money on the table there. But I do think it helps when you've got that serial winner manager. It massively helps because, it's a pool. Players look at managers, not just the training ground. People say, "Oh, we've got a wonderful stadium and all of that." I'm thinking players don't really care about that. If I was a player, I don't think I'd care. Do you know what I mean? I'd be looking at the team and I'd be looking at the manager because I want to, it's like in work. I look at colleagues and I look at my line manager and what they're going to offer me, how they're going to manage me. Those are the things that you look at. They're just little perks. Do you know what I mean? So I agree with that comment. It's fair.
We don't.
Ryan, I'd like to hear you
exactly like you said.
Yeah. We don't buy world class players. We don't. That's just we don't spend the money on world class players. We seem to our module of getting players seems to be getting them as young as possible, coaching them up till they turn world class and making a massive profit. That's just a Tottenham way. We're a bit of a feeder club, like when you look at Carrick and Berbatov and Robbie Keane and Bale and Modric, even Sheringham to Man United when he went, that's just a Tottenham way. We don't spend money on world class players. That's why we don't win anything because we're too tight.
But do you not think though, right? Okay, and when I say this with respect. Okay, if you can't get the world class players, why are you not doing what you've done with Delhi? Why are you not going to the likes of Brighton, teams that are below Tottenham, and cherry picking their players? Because I'm not going to lie to you, when you were getting Grealish, I was like, they're going to start something now. I literally thought that was smart. Grealish, because at the end of the day, Tottenham's not flipping. Their club's not as big as Man United historical and so on and so on. However, they are still there. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? Like we were talking about earlier, Tottenham are still part of the Big Six crew, right? So for Grealish, it's a great club to go to. Okay. Then I'm thinking, if Tottenham got him in, there's got other players be like, yo, Jack Grealish went there. I was thinking, why did Tottenham not go to Brighton, take Basuma? Why didn't they go to like Southampton and say, look, actually, do you know what, we're going to take your Ward-Prowse. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? We're going to take your... Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, because like Ryan said, the world-class players, you're going to have to pay the big money. Let's be honest, okay? But in the Premier League,
Yeah.
Tottenham are still seen and are a Big Six club. So why not? And we know how shrewd Levy is. So why not go to these clubs?
Bitz, it's a really good thing. The thing is, we've got like such a mismatched policy, or there's no leadership, there's no direction, because we do that to a degree. We've gone to Southampton, we've taken Toby, we've gone to Southampton, we've taken Højbjerg, we've also then done the big thing where we went and got Ndombele, and we basically battled quite a few big clubs to sign him on a big contract. So we've done a bit of both, but like you're saying, there's no direction and there's no purpose in our signings. Like, we've tried to do the Stevie Bergwins, where we've got a young attacking promising player who's kind of under the radar and the next level down, but that hasn't worked out. Your Ndombele, don't get me wrong, he's done okay. The jury's still out on him. He's not influencing games as much as I think he should do for a guy his talent and his his ability, but he's there or thereabouts. So that one we've still got to see. Reguilon as well. He was La Liga's best left back last year. He won the Europa League with Sevilla. So he's a guy, again, not considered a world-class talent, but he's a very good, promising young player. So we kind of do have an approach, but it's a bit scattergun. There's no direction, and that's why we need a real chief head scout, a real director of football, so we can actually target these players and basically have a direction, because I don't understand what we're doing, if I'm being honest. And that's the problem.
That's the key. It's the recruitment, it's the people that are picking these players. Because, look, I think there is a bit of a myth that Tottenham don't spend any money. I don't think that's true. We do spend money. It's just on the wrong players, the wrong personnel, and at the wrong time. It's at the wrong time. We were this close to getting Skriniar. I don't know what happened, when Steve Hitchin was in Italy. I don't know what happened, but it's always the case with us. We don't want to pay the image rights or whatever it was for the Dybala deal. We didn't want to pay the extra for Bruno Fernandes. So we get Lo Celso, who's a let's be honest, it's the cheaper option. It's the weaker alternative. That's what we do. We're cheap option FC. So 100%. This is bigger than Jose for me, and that's why I have been Jose out for a while, but I don't deny that there are serious issues at this football club, and recruitment is just it's a massive problem. Massive problem.
It is.
Do you know what Go on, Patrick. Sorry, beg your pardon.
Yeah, go on.
I was going to say, Jose underperformed. Don't get me wrong, but I also believe he was let down as well. Like, Jose definitely underperformed. The way he managed certain players, it wasn't great. He wasn't, tactically, he wasn't great. The personnel, continuing to pick Dyer, Sanchez, all these guys that kept messing up, that's not fantastic. But he was also let down, in my opinion, by the board.
Right. You know what? I'm glad we've came to the players, right, beside the boards right now. We as fans, we're very passionate. Let's say that. We're very passionate about the clubs we support. And Twitter's given us a platform where we can voice our feelings and our emotions.
We can vent. We can have
meltdowns. We can vent and praise and criticize and so on. So we've talked about Jose. We already know about Levy, right? I think we need to talk on some of the players. And like everyone says that the managers get the blame. True, they do. Sometimes though, the players need to get the blame, because in the sense, don't get me wrong, look, he's gone now. Okay, so it's a new, fresh start for everyone. Mason's coming in. However, during Jose's tenure, there are some players that I think you could question their professionalism and their attitude and application, because something worried me, right, and it bugged me, and I want to say it to you guys, right? You know, you guys watched All or Nothing.
Oh yeah, of course.
So, do you know what kind of had me a bit worried? Do you remember when they said Jose was getting hired, and there was a clip with Harry Winks?
Yeah, and they were at the table, innit? Yeah,
at the table, and he was like, "What do you think he's going to get us to do? What do you think is going to happen?" I was thinking, where's your head at right now? Like, and I was thinking to myself, like, you've been playing great football, like you've been holding your own in the Premier League. Like, you of all the few players should be saying, I'm up for the challenge and blah blah. And what is it's just like the mentality there? I'm thinking, did okay, Josie can intimidate people, but I'm thinking, did some of these players just drop the tools? Because some of these games consistently they just weren't good enough. Let's be honest. We all have these kind of players, and you'd think to yourself, what is going on? Okay, Dele Alli. I think we should start on Dele, right? Started well, the all or nothing. You can see, in my opinion, he's not a serious guy at training.
Nah.
He's literally the guy that will not pay
He's petulant. He's very petulant.
Yeah,
you can tell.
He's the guy. If you've played football, the guy that nutmegs you, puts it in top corner.
Yes, he's that guy.
He doesn't want to run. He doesn't want to do anything. He's always moaning like, when are we playing? When we playing a game, or when is it? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't know what was your guys on Dele Alli, because he's went from up here to like not even in the squad. Ryan, I want you to come in on first because I want to hear a bit more from you. Actually, what's your thoughts on Dele Alli?
This has been a ruthless lesson for Dele. But he came up at MK Dons as the young superstar, so everyone loved him. Not a problem. Came to Tottenham. He had a manager who would hug him and tell him how great he is if we won, drew, lost, if he played awful.
Yeah.
Even if he didn't play. And now he's worked with a manager who is brutally honest, too honest for his own good with the press, too honest with the player. This is basically a man who Dele Alli's never worked with before. The type of man that he's never. It's literally just something he's not faced. Even when he's been to England and you've worked with a Southgate or people like that, they're not like Mourinho. He's not. There isn't. I don't think there's another manager like Mourinho who is that out there. So
old school.
For me, I would have sold him in January, Dele, to be honest, because
really,
if that's how he's gonna be with one manager, then obviously if he came back for Ryan Mason now and started putting 10 performances in, then as a Spurs fan, you'd forget all this Mourinho nonsense that's gone on and it'll be back to normal. But when you've got a manager that you've hired to win you trophies, Dele Alli could rake in between 40 and 50 million due to his age, English, international. That could have gone on a centre-back. And then this Mourinho talk couldn't have even been going on. So,
I agree.
You stayed quiet. Patrick, you stayed quiet with that statement. And Tanya said she agreed.
Yeah, I'll go next.
No, I'm on the fence with Dele because he was my guy, man. The guy's so talented. He had the world at his feet.
That's the problem. We're too sentimental with this guy, man. Too sentimental.
Yeah, I know. And the thing is, sometimes I look at him and I think, Dele, man, you've got it all. Just put the hard work in. But you can see he's one of those guys. He's like a petulant toddler or teenager or something like that. He just, when the chips are down, he's not someone that you want in your corner. He's not going to fight for you and run for a brick wall. Exactly. If it doesn't fall in his lap or it's not on a plate for him, he's not going to go out and work for it. But the reason why I don't want to sell him is because I know how good he can be, and I know what the guy used to give us 18 goals and 10 assists a season. He's an absolute baller, but unfortunately, in the real world, not everything is going to go the way that you want it to go. Sometimes you've got to roll your sleeves up and do some work.
That's it.
And he's got a bit of bite to him. You know, we've both seen it. We've both seen
That's it. But
I just struggled to think, because I genuinely thought, right, Dele Alli's got a bit of a dark side. You know what I mean? He's a bit of a nastiness. I'm like, I can see Jose turning this guy into.
That's what I thought. I thought it was going to work. That relationship was built for a great thing. No, but you know what, Patrick? I get you with Dele Alli, but the reason why I say we're a bit sentimental with him is because obviously we know what he's capable of, right? But people forget that this form of his was there under Poch. It was very sort of hit and miss, and the decline sort of started with Poch. So this isn't something new. And when he was given the opportunities by Jose, he started off very well. And to be honest, I didn't agree with Jose criticising him for his little flicks and that. But when he was given other chances, I watched him and I was thinking to myself, you're not telling him to pick you. Do you know what I mean? He was being wasteful on the ball. And I don't know. I just feel like with Dele, like you said, Patrick, sometimes you're not always gonna have managers that are gonna give you a hug or give you an arm over the shoulder. And look, maybe Jose was a bit harsh with him, but I just think it is down to him at the end of the day to roll his socks up and perform on that pitch. And I've not seen that from him. Not under Jose, not enough. I've not seen it. And I personally think he got too big for his boots. His head turned when PSG were interested. And I agree with Ryan, we should have cut ties. Because I just think the minute a player wants to go somewhere else, you ain't playing for the football club anymore, as far as I'm
you're just playing
concerned.
for yourself. And I just thought it was quite alarming watching the All or Nothing. And you just saw him there. He was just chilling.
Yeah, he was
and
sitting in
smiling.
that chair and he was like, laughing at Jose, laughing
And
at
I was
him.
thinking, you're a professional footballer, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? And I was excited because I was like, we're gonna see what they do in trick. Well, come on, like everyone was gassed. I don't care if you don't support Tottenham or not. We're about to see the insides of a football club. So I was wanting to see, like, you know how Winks loves to pass side to side, likes to keep possession. I thought we were going to see how sharp he is doing the one touch stuff. Dele Alli putting things in the top corner. You know, I love when they showed Kane and his penalties and stuff. I was like, yeah, but like they kept the cameras. They weren't stupid. They kept showing it, and I was thinking, you're quite lazy, mate. Do you know what I mean?
He is lazy.
Do you know what I mean?
You saw that
and it's like the old saying goes, right? Fergie used to say this. Brian Kidd used to say this, and they'd say, Roy Keane said the hardest games he ever had was in training because everyone wanted to get picked on a Saturday. Now, I'm only using that Man United because of my affiliation to them, but I'm thinking, if I'm the manager and you're effing about in the training ground, if I can't trust you to perform here,
exactly, that's the thing.
On a Saturday, and I think like some of these things don't get dissected when it was all the whole Dele Alli Saturday because we forget he was scoring goals. Do you know what I mean? And I think when he's decided not to work hard, he's not interested. And with Jose, he's old school. You have to run. You have to work. If you lose the ball, you get back in position. And he wasn't doing that. And another player I want to touch on was Sissoko, actually.
Oh, God, do we have to?
No, just briefly.
No, do we have to?
What
happened?
What happened?
What do you mean? My guy, nothing, Bobz. Nothing. Like, this is the thing. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. 30 million is absolute bum for Sissoko, yeah? These Spurs fans.
Newcastle pulled our pants down.
Called him a goat. Yeah. He's never been that guy for me. Like, I think Sissoko's had one decent season. Like, for me, he's not that guy. Like, I've never rated Sissoko. I felt that he was a player that I personally think we could have got rid of some time ago. I just don't think he's that player that's going to take you to the next level. I've never rated him. So,
he's awful.
He's frustrating. He's frustrating. That's the word for him. He really frustrates me, that guy. Oh, anyway, sorry, go on, Patrick.
Before we go on to Sissoko, Pat, sorry, big friend, I want you to answer on this question. The documentary was a big mistake. I don't think any club should show us that much, if I'm honest. What do you think of that?
No, I don't think it was a mistake. I think, obviously, when I first heard that the documentary was coming out, I was like, oh man, really? Like, you didn't want it to be your club. But then when I actually watched it, I was like, you know what? This is actually a nice insight to our club. We get to see behind the scenes. They didn't really give too much away, if we're being real, but it was good to see the other side of it. And to be fair, I mean, I watched the Man City one before. I really enjoyed that. I've watched other ones. So I enjoyed it.
No, I loved it, man. I agree, Patrick. Yeah. It gave me an insight as to what happens behind the scenes. Even that scene you were talking about, Bobz, about Harry Winks at the table reacting to Jose. You know, you want to see what do players actually think when all of these things happen. That's what I like to see about it. But one thing I with this whole documentary, it makes me think, you know what, Levy's clever, you know. He knows Jose Mourinho's blockbuster. He's blockbuster. He brought him in for this documentary. I'm telling you, because you know what, watching that doc, I have to say, it made me like Jose a little bit. He box office, man. I was like, this guy's a legend, bro. He's hilarious.
And do you know what part made me laugh? When the assistant was like, Sissoko is the main guy here. And he was like, what? He was like, what? Sissoko? I was just like, oh my God. And he was like, him? And like, I was just like, what the hell? And do you know what? Like, I think it also showed like so I used to play football full time, right? So I was just like, oh, this is brilliant. You know, you're gonna see what the players do, like, because some people don't realize that, like, you know, you get your massage, you go train, it's tactics, you're told what to do, then you go do it. It's full, like it's 100 mile an hour, like, and it's not the case of you're running to a cone and stuff. It's proper phases of play. Because when you're in a match, you know, so you know what to do. And, you know, for me, I thought it was brilliant personally. I love the fact that they showed them at the table. And it also put to rest that Sky Sports News was on every time in that that cafeteria.
Yeah,
and when
you
the players
saw them
say,
watching it. Yeah, you saw them
yeah,
watching it.
and do you know when the players say, like, yeah, we just concentrate on our football results?
Yeah,
I said,
live.
watching Sky Sports News, and they were like talking about if they win the next game, they want to know about other teams' scores, and it just showed me that, look, these guys are human. Like, do you know what I mean? They want to know what's going on in football. Like, I don't think it was ever taken off Sky Sports News. I thought we as fans
Even
were bad.
Remember when Jose was listening in to what the fans said and then he turned it off? He's like, "Fuck this." That was hilarious.
Legend. That was funny. That killed me, man.
Yeah.
That killed me.
Okay,
So,
you know,
it was really good, man.
I enjoyed that. Kunle,
Yeah.
First Touch TV, big up to him. He's an Arsenal fan, but no.
Yeah, I know
Okay.
him. Big up, man.
Fair play to
Yeah,
him.
I know One Touch. He's a good guy. Good guy.
Oh no,
Yeah, man.
good guy, brilliant guy. Guys, I want to fast forward to Heung-min's son. Okay, now he gave that. It was quite tough. I felt for him, that interview he gave out after the game, where
that broke my heart, man.
He looked broken. He looked broken, guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Why do you think it was? Because he knew what was going to happen to Jose, or did he think, like, because there was a lot of people. I remember Twitter came out and stuff, and there was a lot of people saying that, like, the only players that are, when it came up, Jose got sacked. It came up that Harry, Son, and beg your pardon,
Højbjerg and Mora as well. Mora.
Mora. There was only 4 of them that those are the ones I heard of that were like, thank you so much. That actually only backed him. The rest backed him. Now that's quite worrying, is it not?
Since then, Bitz, Taya's come out, and also Reguilon's also come out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But that's it. Out of the whole squad, that's only those guys. So it just goes to show
enough,
who,
right?
That's not enough. Like, yeah. So you can see who was for him and who was against him. And I said it a while ago. You could see the squad wasn't in harmony, and they weren't in unison. Yeah. And once that happens, the writing's on the wall, isn't it? It's only a matter of time.
So Ryan, I mean, what that interview, right? I felt for him. I was like, wow. I was like, because I actually thought, I was like, this reporter is trying to get information at this guy. Like, just leave him alone, man. Like, do you know what I mean? Cut the interview. It's just not really worth it. And, you know, when you see a player like that, it does make you think he must really love this club. Like, it hurts him to be in this mess. And right now, himself and the team are struggling here. So, Ryan, what did you think when you saw that? Did you think he's gone, or did you think the club's in a mess?
No, I thought, I want you to start playing better. That's it. He's been shocking. That's it. I don't care about these Instagram things. That's the most effort they've put in for Mourinho since now he's gone. That's the most effort they've put in, typing "thank you, Mister." I don't care. It don't matter to me. I don't care about whether Son's smile. If Son's smiling at the end of the game, I'm happy because we've obviously won or he scored. When he's sad, I'm pissed off because he's been awful. His performances have been shocking.
It's true.
It's
right. I didn't see that coming. You know
what? He's spitting facts. Yeah, but I'll give Son a little bit of leeway here. But I'm with him on that one because when I see the likes of Eric Dyer, and Sanch and Sissoko, all these players coming out apologising, saying we need to improve and all of this, I keep thinking to myself, bring the energy on the pitch, man. I'm sick of them. When I saw them laughing after that draw, these players, and that's the thing, we've got to start sending some accountability to these players because their attitude stinks, bruv. That pissed me off. I can't lie. Our captain is laughing, drawing to Everton when we're in such bad form. Him and Aurier and Sissoko are chatting to what player was it? That Everton player, their left back.
Luca Digne.
Yeah. They're having a little piss up. What's that all about? No, G. No. I hate that. That boils my blood, and that's why these players, I don't trust them.
Do you not think it's because now these players that we see laughing, hugging each other? I remember Stones hugged up Harry. Do you not think these players, I dare say, are not the club's players? When I say that, I mean when I saw Lloris and who was the gentleman? Was it Aurier? It was Aurier, right?
Aurier, yeah.
I'm thinking, yeah, you're not really Tottenham. Do you know what I mean? Like when I saw Maguire hug Stones, I'm like, yeah, you're really not. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I get it. I get that they've got relationships outside of football. These guys are friends. They're in the same circles. Obviously, they play for the same national teams, etc. But have a bit of decorum. You know what I mean? Have a bit of pride for your team and have a bit of connection with the fans. You know the fans ain't gonna like that. Especially like you said, Tans. We're drawing away to Everton in that we had to win to have any outside chance of even remotely getting near the top four. And we stunk up the place. We were lucky to get a draw. We scored off 2 of Everton's mistakes, and it's only because Harry Kane is just such a clinical finisher. Otherwise, we weren't in that game at all, and Everton should have put us to the sword. So then to them be laughing and joking after that, of course it's going to rub fans up the wrong way, man. Of course it is.
And I don't want to sound like Graham Souness, yeah? I don't want to sound like that, but it does wind you up when you see that, because this is meant to be, as I keep saying, he's meant to be our captain. You don't see players like Harry Kane. He would never do that. And that's the thing. I want players like that at my football club. You ain't Tottenham, as Bobz has said. You're not Tottenham if you're conducting yourself in that way. It's wrong, man.
And do you know what the funny thing is? The funny thing is like, I've been to a North London game when I was younger. And like, we're talking like, I'm talking Ledley King, Tony Adams and stuff, right? I don't think to myself, they could never. It's not even possible. Like, do you know the funny thing is, see how I'm seeing you guys now, Look, Tanya, even you, if I saw you before a football match and we're playing against each other, best believe I'm putting you in the air. I don't care. We can arrive to the game.
Come on, Bob, let's have it. Let's have it, mate.
I've done this before, right? I had a football match, and one of my mates, I was playing against my mate, and we went to the game together. I give him a lift, went to the game together. We were just chatting, just gisting, everything, busting jokes. Got to the game there. This is him. He's like, yeah, you're right, Bitz.
Yeah.
I met him. You know what I'm saying? And like, for me, and the way I was taught, like, they're not, if you're playing against a team, and they are not your teammate. They are the ops. Before even the ops came out, they're like, do you know what I'm saying? They're like, like, Tanya, Patrick, right? I swear to God, if I was playing against you, I'm kicking you. I'm scratching you. I'm pulling you. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing everything to win. Do you know what I mean? And then after it, I'll go like, good game. Then, we go. When we're leaving, there's no one around.
Do all of that.
We can be like, oh, what? Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean?
When we played Man U,
in their mouth like that, and they're laughing. I'm like, I want to punch you off.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
When we played Man U, when we played you 2 weeks ago, obviously COVID restrictions have been lifted and whatnot, like slightly. So I went to watch it with my brother because he's a Man U fan.
Good disclaimer there.
That boy I don't even let that boy sit on my sofa. That boy does not, we do not share sofas. I don't want to talk to him.
That's it.
I'm near, because if we get the W, I'm staying for the night. I'm not leaving. As soon as that whistle went, I picked my daughter up and was like, look, I'll see you next time, but we're not staying here now.
Yeah.
That's it, man. That's it.
And do you know what? And like, you know what? That's why I say, because Tanya, I think it was you that tweeted the picture, and I think I quote tweeted and saying like, it's tough to accept it, but some of these it's just a job to these guys. Literally, it's like, do you know what I see when they do that after the game? It's like when you just finished your shift and you be like, yo, Monday, where you at? Yeah, man. Shift in it, like, all right, come shoot, man. Do you know what I'm saying? know what I'm saying? Come look, man.
It's
And that's
true,
what I'm
it's
thinking.
true.
They're like, it's like, yo,
No,
where we going
100.
tonight? Where
Yeah,
we
you
going
can see
tonight?
that.
No, it's a
And
joke, man.
it's
To me,
annoying. It's
no,
annoying.
because
And
to
like,
me, it just they were laughing at us. Like I felt like they were laughing at me. I took it personal because, as I said, you got to look at the context. We've been in crap form, and these
yeah,
men are laughing. I thought, wow, you lot don't care, innit? Like you said, they're finished. We're out here. We're linking up. We're chatting. You know,
that's it.
they
That's
don't
it.
care. So that's
And
when, you know what? I lost all. I thought, you know what? You lot don't care. I don't care. I'll care when, you know, Jose leaves and these players go, because this is the first step. But I'm telling you, these players got to skirt. They got to go because
Yeah,
I'm not here for them,
Deadwood
man.
needs to get
I'm not
kicked
here.
out. The Dyers, the Davinson Sanchez, your Harry Winks,
Lloris.
Sissoko.
Keep Sanchez for Tanya. Don't let Sanchez go.
No,
Tanya won't let
Sanchez,
Sanchez leave him.
listen, yeah.
Nah,
I will
Sanchez
keep
needs to
saying
go,
it,
man.
man. Man had his funeral, yeah, when he was flat on his face in that Man City
Yeah,
game,
when
bro.
Gundogan did that
Rest
to him,
in peace,
see you later.
blood.
Yeah.
do you guys not think? Do you not think? Do you not think that? The last thing I will say on this, and like, you know, when we hear like the teams, they're shaking hands and stuff, and you know they're laughing after it. Yeah. Do you think these players, and then they come out with the wasn't good enough today, sorry, blah blah.
Nah, the
Do
same
you
old
think
teach.
like yeah, but do you think like it's a random question, but do you think it's all copied and drafted up? Like
100%. So
like no, because
it's all
like real
scripted.
talk,
It's
yeah.
all scripted. It's all
Yeah, and like,
scripted.
do you know what? Do you know what? The last thing I'll say is because like, do you remember Jose took a picture on his Instagram? I can't believe I'm saying this. Jose's Instagram, and was it all or nothing? I can't remember. And he said after the game, they don't even want to talk about the game. They don't even want to talk about the moments. They're all on their phones.
Yeah,
Did
I
any
remember
of you
that.
see
I
Yeah,
that?
remember
that
that.
was him,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was on
and
Jose's.
yeah,
It was on Jose's Insta. Yeah,
yeah. And do
yeah.
you know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I personally think that's that generation. That's now football's dead in the sense of
Mm.
Jose used to say that him and Lampard and Terry would be talking about the game after they won it or lost it, where they went wrong, what they were doing. He's like, now they're just on their phones. And I'm thinking
Mm.
that should be, if you've won, that should be the last thing you do. If you've lost, that should be the last thing you do. Like,
Facts.
if we're in a team together, guy, we just won a game. Do you think I'm going on my phone? I'm like, yo, Patrick, man, what a goal. Tans, do you know what I'm trying to say to you? Like, the camaraderie, like, the spirit, the togetherness. That's how it builds. And then you're sitting on your phones, yeah, texting
No,
your
man, they
PR
should
team, yeah.
confiscate it, man. They should confiscate their phones, bruv. Surely
Like,
they should
but like
confiscate it.
real talk though, like what's going on? And I thought when I saw that, I thought, generally, honest to God, I thought he's done at that club. That's when I backed him and stuff. But for me, I was thinking, raw, you've got the audacity to win a game, and Jose Mourinho's there, and you're just on your phone like he's any substitute teacher, like literally. Right. Some substitute French teachers
Yeah.
came in trying to tell you, right, guys, page 12 from the top. Like, shut up. Do you know what I mean? And I was thinking,
No,
you're
his
done at this
Instagram
club.
though, I can't lie. His Instagram's quality, bruv. Do you not
Did you
see
see
it
it?
the other day when he got sacked,
Yeah,
bruv?
no.
Oh, but
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
he's
a joke.
filming
two
the recorders.
questions.
They don't let me
Yeah,
Yeah.
rest.
yeah. He
That
don't
is
care,
funny.
man. He don't care.
My second
Yeah,
last
yeah,
question
he's quality.
is like Tanya just said, do you think Jose is bothered? And
About being
think
No.
about your
sacked.
answer. Yeah. I think he's low-key bothered because I think he thought he could have won that trophy next week. Do you think?
Do you know what?
Look, managers get sacked, guys. We know that. Okay, we know that. That comes and goes. He's gonna get every manager that gets sacked gets paid whatever severance, gardening, whatever. They get a package. But on a personal level, I think he's quite gutted, in my opinion, because he got you to a final, and he wasn't even given the opportunity to compete. Because I thought, let him play the final, then sack him, win or
Yeah.
lose. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And I expected that, to be honest. That's what I mean. Although I was obviously happy about the announcement, I was kind of surprised at
Yeah.
the same time. It's big of them to do that before a final. You've got a serial winner manager there. I thought they would have waited till the end of the season, but I don't know. I sometimes question whether Jose cares because some of the decision making I've seen, it kind of looks like self-sabotage, and I almost feel like he's trying to make a point for the sake of the, and the annoying thing with that is you're not trying to put anything aside. With Toby, for example, I think you should have been playing him. You didn't want to put that aside, and it kind of like makes me think you don't help yourself. Yeah. And I sometimes think, listen, he don't care. He's probably got another job lined up, and he don't even like Tottenham anyway. He's made digs about us. He's made digs about Arsenal. He don't care, man. I don't think he does, Bobz. I'll be honest. Man was filming reporters. He don't care.
Yeah, he don't care. I don't think he cares. He's obviously going to have a gripe because he never got to see out the cup final.
Of course.
I was surprised that we got rid of him 6 days before the cup final. I thought he was going to at least get that opportunity. But to be fair, I'm happy that we got rid of him, because with him there's no way we would have won that game. I think
I'll let you land, Patrick. I'll let you land, but I don't know.
The reason why Levy pulled the plug is because it had to have been so toxic behind the scenes. He had to get rid of it.
Yeah,
for us to have any chance to win these last 6 games. Bad. Levy's not stupid. As much as we all dislike him and we all, we wish he could just step away from the football, he's not a dumb guy. He wouldn't have got rid of someone that he idolized and was chasing for so long, 6 days before a cup final, if he believed it wasn't the best decision for the club. So yeah, I think it was done for the right reasons, and I don't think Jose cares. The only gripe is that he never won a trophy there, because he can't now say I've won a trophy everywhere. Because if he would have won the trophy with Spurs, it would have been all about Jose. I did this for the club. It was me that got them there. It wouldn't have been about Tottenham. It would have been just about him. So yeah, is that
not why we like him at the same time?
Yeah,
the reasons we like him are the reasons we don't like him.
Yeah, no, 100. You're right.
Ryan, what's your thoughts on it? What's all your thoughts on it?
No, I think when the dust settles, I think he'll be a little, when he's at home on his own or something. Obviously, he went into the club with a plan of some sort. I don't know what, but. Every manager goes into a club with a plan and what they want to come out with at the end. So I do think to himself, he'll be a bit, I wish that went another way. I had dreams for that, whatnot. But we won't see that because, like you say, that's not Mourinho. You don't see that side of Mourinho. So right now, I think he's a Man City fan on Sunday. 100% he's a Man City fan on Sunday. Yeah. I do not think he wants us to see it win anything. And give it a month, 2 months, he'll be back in Sky Studios talking about everywhere.
But you know what? That's what I want, though. That's one thing I like, Joe. That's what I'm waiting to see. I want him to out Levy, Enoch. Tell us how they operate. I want him to spill the tea. That's it. Literally. I want him to, man.
It was funny when Man United sacked him. When we sacked him, he was asked about Maguire, and he was like, I wanted to get him the year before, but they said no. So I don't understand why they've paid more money for it. And I was just like, raw.
Wow.
I was like,
see what I mean? He don't care.
I was like, let this man continue. I was just like, just let him talk. Then obviously he kept making his appearances on Sky, and then obviously he went to Tottenham. But I think, listen, Sky are good with stuff like this, aren't they? They'll give him a rest period. And then he'll come on, and then they'll what they do. It'll be him or Gary or that David Jones guy, and they'll start talking. I'd love it. I'd really love it if he came out and said, "Well, this is who I really wanted, but this is what I was told." Guys, breaking news right now.
Oh, what's the
Manchester City have confirmed that they have formally enacted the procedures to withdraw from the European Super League.
Oh wow!
So they've withdrawn,
yeah.
So they've put it in. But it's going to be a domino effect now. One by one, all the clubs will pull out.
Yeah, they're all a bunch of rats.
Yeah, one by one, they're all going to pull out now. They're all going to pull out. So
it's just a mess, I don't understand the point. Thing's a mess.
Yeah, it's only Tuesday today, right? It was announced on Sunday night. 2 days later, they pull. It's really strange. It doesn't. There has to be more to it. It can't. They're not that. They can't be that dumb, can they? Really.
Do you know? The last question is going to be about Kane, but we'll just do that new update, right? I've got to say something here, guys. My thoughts on this all, I think they've pulled a Sergio Ramos. And when I say Sergio Ramos, when Sergio Ramos wants a new contract, we start hearing he wants to go to this team, he wants to go to that team. He'll start saying, "Oh, he likes the sounds of Italy. He likes the sound of England. Man United are a great club." Blah 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 blah. And then a couple of weeks later, or a few days later, he gets a new contract. Now, have the big six, right? Literally play the game here with Sky, BT, and all the financial people say, "This is how easy it is for us to leave."
Yeah, facts.
And if you don't, do you know what I'm saying? Because obviously there's money involved. There's always money involved and politics, yeah. But for them clubs to come out so boldly and say, "Yeah, we're starting a new league. What are you going to do about it?" There must have been some altercation,
100%.
some conversations about what money they're getting. Because like, as we all would love to say, the English league is the most entertaining league. Those are the big clubs. Let's be honest. Those are the big clubs. With all due respect to West Brom, Burnley, we ain't about to sit here and talk Sam Allardyce against Dice. Let's be honest. We'll watch West Brom if they play in any of the top six. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I can see from their point of view thinking we need to get more money, right? What's your guys' thoughts on the backtrack? Do you think it's literally because of the fans, or do you think what I think, that Sky, BT, all the governing bodies have said we'll give you a better financial package if you stay?
Oh, that's interesting. It's probably a bit of both. I think fans have a lot of power.
Do you think so, Tanya? Because I think, you know how we're saying about both and the fans and stuff, but they didn't care for the fans to announce it. That's what I'm thinking. It has to do something with money.
Money,
do you know what I'm trying to say to you?
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Something else has happened. But I agree with you. I think all of this is for a reason.
100%.
There's something fishy about it, because it all kind of happened out of the blue. They didn't consult the fans. I mean, managers, Jurgen Klopp said he didn't know anything about it. Nah, there's always a reason behind things. And look at Ed Woodward. Hopefully some good will actually come out of this, because I know a lot of United fans are celebrating. Ed Woodward's out. You know what I mean?
100%.
So it's backfiring on them.
Does he resign because Man United are pulling out and he's losing money? Because I've read that Ed Woodward was one of the main guys pushing this.
Yeah.
So he's brought Man United into disrepute. He's made this position untenable. He's probably had to go. And let's not forget this year. When people resign on that level, they're still getting a final package. Like,
of course, man.
This ain't like us. We're like handing our notice in and we're getting a month's pay. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's nothing like that. Do you know what I mean? He's sorted, and he'll probably get another job in a bank or commercial, whatever. Because people will want to hire him. At the end of the day, he's good at his job. Let's be honest. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So the reason I'm asking Patrick Ryan and Tanya, I'm thinking, you can't agree to something, right? So monstrous, okay? And then be like, yeah, it's calm. We're leaving.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you know what I'm trying to say to you?
Yeah,
Patrick, what do you think,
man? I think it was a bit of gamesmanship. The top six, I think they're annoyed because they bring in pretty much the most of the revenue in the Premier League is because of the top six. When the top six clubs play each other, it's the biggest game of the weekend. And every time you watch another club, a Newcastle, a Burnley, whoever else is playing, or Brighton, it's because they're playing a Chelsea or Arsenal or a Liverpool or someone else. So the big six are the big six. They bring in the most money, and they were already annoyed because they said that their say isn't listened to as much as the other clubs, because the big six wanted 5 substitutes earlier in the beginning of the season because of COVID and the pandemic. And pretty much the other 14 clubs voted against it, saying, no, we wanted to stay with 3 subs because you guys have got bigger and stronger squads and it's not fair. And the big 6 clubs are like, but we're playing back-to-back in Europe and the Premier League with a shortened schedules. We need to use the extra subs. And obviously the other 14 clubs said no. So they already had their backup, and you kind of see their decisions don't mean as much as the other clubs because they're outnumbered. So I think they just wanted to pull a bit more power in. And obviously they're not happy with UEFA scheduling these international games when these guys have still got games to play week in and week out. Lewandowski got injured playing in a game that he didn't really need to play in. They've got these stupid best tournaments and this and that. So I do think the big clubs in Europe try to pull some power back. And also, they're going to pull out now, but they're going to say, look, like you said, Bitz, we can do this whenever we want. Either you give us a bit more of the pie or we'll just F off and do our own thing.
Yeah.
So I think for me, that's what it comes down to.
And I do, and like, you know, all the group chats were popping off and stuff. And like I said earlier in the stream, I don't care because they're going to do what they want. Because I think to myself, Ryan, I'll get you to come in on here, right? I just think to myself, if you're a football organization that acts like a PLC, right, big business organization, football club, and you've got the audacity, but not even audacity, the balls and the boldness to be like, yes, we are one of the clubs that's joining this. The fans, it's like basically it's like your mom saying that you are going to church, right? And it's like, oh, I'm not going to church. You've not asked me. I'm not asking you. You're going to church. Ryan, I don't know if you're religious or not, Tans, but Patrick, you know the conversation I'm having.
Yeah,
right now, right?
no, I get it.
I'm saying you're going to church, and it's like, oh, I don't want to go to church, and you're going, and then there's no recognition for yourself. You don't get to choose. You're just told, and you go, you screw your face, you sing the songs, and then you go home. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? But now it's like they've just said, yeah, bun the fans. It's cool. We're going to do what we want. But now they're like, yeah, do you know what? It's cool. And I just think, Ryan, someone's getting more money here. They have to get more money. 100%. And do you know what the bad thing about this as well? These clubs that were threatening, that said they were leaving, are now going to get recognition. In the sense they're saying, oh, we've stayed because of the fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, watch when they spin it. Watch when they spin it. Trust me. Ryan, what's your thoughts, man?
You know, the best thing is, right, it's happened, a few hours after the Premier League meeting. So obviously all the 14 other teams got together. I think what these Big Six wanted to do was run off to get their 350, 400 million while still play domestically at the same time and get that TV money and stuff like that. And the other 14 have come together and said, you either stay here with us or you can piss off and play every Tuesday, Wednesday. Not obviously that is a problem for the rest of the teams because the Big Six bring in the money, they bring in the interest, they bring in everything. So something must have happened in that meeting today for all of these to go and Woodward to just step down from a club like Man U. There's something must have been said for him to just step down and.
Yeah, that's big. That's big.
There's something that's gone on in that meeting today, and it ain't like I would love to have been a fly in the wall and that in the
100%.
or something like that.
100%. Can you imagine the Microsoft Teams calls? The Teams calls, like, I mean, all these rich men try to put their hand up and everything, and then you see Perez being like, "Woodward, you're on mute. You need to unmute yourself."
But do you not think though? I think fans seeing them riot. I think it did, bring a little bit of fear into them because I was thinking, if this did go ahead, and these owners are sat in the stands, fans would go mad. I would be worried for my safety if I was them. Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, you know what? But I'm not going to look any differently at these clubs stepping down because your fast self still wanted to take the money in the first place and go ahead with this. So like you say, Bob, something else that involves money has happened. They've been promised more money or they found a good deal and they've said, all right, we'll go. That's what it's all about. It's nothing to do with the fans. Rubbish.
100%.
Absolute
100%.
rubbish.
And my last question, guys, we've got to talk about him. I think he's going to be hot property in the summer. Deluded Bitz on Bobby Daza. Oh, well, thanks for the view, mate. Harry Kane, guys, right? I think he's going to be hot property, especially if he bangs like he probably will in Euros. Do you guys think you can still keep him?
Yeah, I think so.
Why?
I think so. Because his price tag with 3 years on his contract is going to be about 150 million. And we know Levy is a shrewd negotiator. He doesn't have to buckle to anyone. The guy signed a 6-year deal. To be fair to Kane, at the time when he signed that deal, Spurs were a hot prospect, we were on the ascendancy, and he saw, Spurs as the place to be. A couple of years later, it's not the same thing. But unfortunately for Kane, he's tied himself into such a long deal with such a shrewd businessman. We don't have to sell Kane. Do you know what I mean? We don't have to sell him at the moment. Of course, if he hands in a transfer notice, it's a different story. But with 3 years on his contract, we don't have to sell him. And also, unfortunately for Kane, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Every club is hemorrhaging money. I don't believe anyone's got 150 million to pay right now. So I think that's our saving grace. Next year, with only 2 years on his contract, it's a different story. But right now, this summer, the fact that no one's been in the stadiums for a whole year, clubs have lost so much money. I can't see anyone putting together that much money for it. So I think that's why he stays.
I agree.
Tanya, I'm gonna come to you because you went.
Yeah, look, the part of me that's a bit like, it's Harry Kane and how he feels, and I don't know. I've noticed his body language in these games, and I can't lie to you. I do think there's part of him that's thinking, I should be winning these trophies. I'm one of the top strikers in world football. And, he's looking at our defense and he's looking at our team thinking, I'm pretty much carrying this team. Let's have it right. He's carrying us. I don't know where we would have been this season without Harry Kane. If he's put into a team like City, I tweeted this. Can you imagine how many goals he would score? Because he's outscoring now in Tottenham, in a team, in a Tottenham team. So it's dependent on him, but at the same time, I do think a lot of it is out of his hands as well. Because like Patrick said, I just think Levy will demand 150 M's. And I've said this to Chelsea fans who think they're going to get him. I've said it to United fans who think they're going to get him. If you're going to cough up what Levy wants, then fair play to you. But whether that will happen in this pandemic, I doubt it. I very much doubt it.
I mean, we saw what happened with Bale. We saw what happened with Modric. Levy doesn't mess about. And he's already said he won't sell to a domestic. Yeah, he's already said he won't sell to a domestic rival. We know money talks. If someone puts the money up, it's a different story. But do clubs have the money to put up? I don't know. That's so.
Well, I don't. Financial fair play have basically said do what you want. I think the audacity for a club to spend over 100 plus for one player with obviously the pandemic, it's a bit. Yeah, so it's a bit morally wrong, isn't it? Ryan, what do you think?
If a team puts up Levy's asking price, I think he's earned his right to leave if he wants to go with no fuss. He's done enough for us. He's carried us for 2 or 3 years now. So if he turns around and says I want to go, he's not the type of player to kick down doors, make a big meal out of it on social media or with the media. He's not that type of player. But if he wants to go, then I'd expect him to say, you know what, all right. Because how many times has he already been told, stay one more season, we'll back the manager, we'll spend this? How many more times can you hear that at his age?
Exactly.
Do you know what? The reason why I'm asking, right, is because I believe he's 28 now. Okay. He's still consistently
28 in the summer, 27 at the moment.
He's 27, 20. Okay, so 28 going into next season. Okay. 20, so you could say what? 5 years? 5, 6 years? If he looks after himself, maybe 6 if he looks after himself. Now, the question is, can he do this again? In the sense of trust the process, let another manager come in? Because is he okay, you can say he's scoring the all-time Premier League goal, but if you I don't know, because I don't know him personally, obviously, but you can't keep scoring all these goals, man. People say Shearer, but Shearer went to Blackburn. He won the Premier League.
Exactly.
So even the one league, that's one league more than many legends that played in the game. I just think that he doesn't own a house in London. We know he rents his house. So I'm thinking, if he turns around and said, "Look, I want to leave," and Man United, for example, say,
Look at this guy, man.
The agenda.
I knew
Man
this
United
coming.
said, "There's 100 million and Anthony Martial."
No.
No, get out of here, Bobz. Get
out of here, man.
out.
Get out.
Can I ask
Get out.
Can I ask why not?
We're not even going to
That's
let you
why
land
not.
with that one. We're not even going to let you
Hey,
land.
Martial, no.
Take it back. Take it back.
Nah, exactly. You're not serious. You're not serious, Bitz.
Listen. I want to finish on a laugh. And listen, you three have been brilliant. Thank you so much, literally.
No, pleasure,
Talents,
man.
thank you so much. Ryan, thank you so
No,
much.
thank you,
Ryan,
man.
Patrick, thank you so much for coming back. Seriously, man, it's love.
Anytime, bro.
Tanya, thank you for making your debut on the show.
Oh, bring me back on, man. I love it. It was great. It was great to chat. Great to chat.
Oh no, listen. I'm very grateful. Pat and Ryan know that. Obviously I'm a Man U fan, but I love talking about football. But I'm very open. You know what I mean? Like, it's not triggering. It's not slander. You know what I mean? Listen to people as a conversation.
Yeah.
And listen, people have kicked with us the whole time. So yeah, listen. When you guys are free or whenever, just let me know. Let's do it again, even if it's on your channel, respectively. Pat, Ryan, yourself as well, and Tanya, I actually follow your podcast, so I need to go listen to the latest one.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. It's out tomorrow. It's all about the Super League. That's what it's about in Jose Mourinho. So, yeah, it should be a good one.
Tanya, what's it called, Tanya?
So, yeah.
What's it called?
We'll talk about that later. Just follow us at Watottle Official, at WTATL Official. I know it's a bit of a tongue twister, but yeah, check us out, man. We'd appreciate that, people.
Listen, household rules. So Tanya, let the people know what you got coming up, where they can find you, where they can subscribe to you.
Yeah, so Watottle Official, as I've just mentioned. Follow us on Twitter. Check us out on Apple, Spotify, and on Twitter, Tanya_Leona. You can find me on the Football Terrace, Midnight Vibes, that Tottenham show. And yeah, here, there, and everywhere, man. Here, there, and everywhere. I'm on Charlotte Strong's channel now and again on the Saturday show, the wine show. So yeah,
I've got that a few times.
Yeah.
You lot are moving reckless. You lot are moving reckless on that,
man.
boy.
Pick up Charlotte, man. I love that show.
Ryan, let the people know where they can find you, see you, and subscribe to you.
Yeah, at Ryan Madden 1991 Twitter. I've changed my channel now to it's all about Tottenham. Stupidly, I changed it to a name. I changed it to Tottenham Show, and then Eleanor messaged me, was like, "I can't come on now because you've got the same name show." I thought, I didn't even think about the name. But yeah, it's all about Tottenham. Like, after the game tomorrow, I will have Alan. I think he'll be coming on. He's on that Tottenham show.
Yeah, he's on there as well.
Just match review, reading certain tweets out about the game, different people shouting different people out. So yeah, just Tottenham reviews on that channel from that. Big up.
Make sure you subscribe to both of them. And obviously the Oga at the top, Patrick, man. Let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah. So yeah, the handle's Patrick Tyrant, PATRICK TYRANT. And that TYRANT, sorry. And that's my Twitter handle. And my show is Views TV Official. So Views TV Official. And that's on everything. Apple Pod, Spotify, YouTube. We get different guests on every week. We stream live 9:30 on a Sunday. Tanya, we need to get you on. Ryan, we need to get you on. Bitz,
bring me on. And,
yeah, definitely. I'll talk to you. Shout all you lot later. And yeah, we get loads of different guests in. We just talk football, we talk shop, and we have a bit of fun. So yeah, all good.
No, 100%. I've been on, and you and Sense, man, you guys are doing something really good. I like it.
Yeah, big up Sense, man.
Yeah, I think guys, if you can, please subscribe to them. It's free. Literally it costs you £0. And listen, guys, man, I enjoy it, man. Like, I really, really enjoy it. When I left the TFT, I do Chelsea one, Corner on the Cobham. I've got the Liverpool one, Copper Mechanism. I've got my United podcast. I love talking about football, and I love when we talk about Tottenham, because for me, yeah, like I actually think Tottenham have more talking points than Arsenal. And people might think, oh, you're trolling, but no, I'm being serious, because the last thing I'll leave you with is that, see if Tottenham get the recruitment right, literally, you are onto a big, big winner, because the stadium's there, the commercial's there, we all know about that, the branding's there. If you
Tell
buy some
'em.
3 to 4 correct players, we're having a
I
completely
agree.
different discussion.
That's facts.
Seriously,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
that's why I was worried when Jose went, because I thought Levy's gonna back him. Literally, I thought Levy's gonna back him, but it is what it is. Listen, thank you so much again. I will be clipping up the Martial question, because I think it's good to see people laughing.
What a
You know?
joker, man. What a
Yeah.
joker.
It's good to see people laughing, 100%.
You were trolling with that one, innit? You were trolling.
Yeah, 100%.
But listen, everyone, thanks for watching. Peace and love to you. Enjoy your evening. And also, if your team has came out of the European Super League, God bless you. Speak soon.